Such sounds were heard in the evening of March 20th by residents of apartment buildings near the area in Odesa that was hit by Russian shelling. Russian strike drones flew very close to residential buildings, according to local residents. Witnesses said that it was the loudest evening since the beginning of Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine.
It was loud, a lot of flashes. For this area, it was definitely the most intense. How do you feel this morning? It's okay. Yesterday was worse.
This is what one of the witnesses of Russian attack saw in her yard after the shelling. As a result of the drone strike, dozens of cars were burned, a car dealership, an auto service station, and stores selling household appliances were damaged.
First, there was a loud buzzing over the house, and about 10 seconds later, a very strong explosion. After about a minute, another loud buzzing, then another explosion, then a break, and then it happened again. Everyone who was at home was scared. This is a plumbing store. We used to buy products here all the time. There were never any military facilities here. Why would it be destroyed?
At the time of the Russian strike, 3 teenagers were near the epicenter of the explosion. The children received minor injuries and their lives are no longer in danger.
Rescuers and volunteers eliminated the aftermath. Large fires broke out. A shopping center and stores were burning, and a high-rise building was damaged. One of the city's fire stations was also affected. Graves and monuments at a cemetery were damaged.
On the night of March 21st, the Russian army attacked again with drones. The target of the Russian drones was the Odesa region. As a result, a non-operating children's camp was damaged. Reported by Alexandra Zaslavets, Ksenia Sitinska, UATV News. 11 civilians became victims of a massive overnight shelling in Dobropillia, Donetsk region. 30 people were hospitalized. Behind me, you can see the burned cars of local residents, as well as an apartment building where firefighters worked through the night to extinguish the blaze. The first explosions in Dobropillia occurred in the night of March 7th, shortly after 9 p.m. The city has been shelled by Russian forces before, but locals say it was much scarier last night.
The explosions were strong, and it wasn't just one. First, one, then half an hour later another, then 3 in a row. The emotions are overwhelming. What kind of horrible men could prepare this test for people?
Russian forces struck the residential area 3 times. In their attack on civilians, they used the Tornado-S multiple rocket launcher system, the Iskander operational tactic missile system, and the Geran-2 strike drone. The residential building caught the fire in just few minutes. 76-year-old Nadia says she felt something like this may happen.
They say people died in the 4th entrance, burned alive. I wasn't scared. For some reason, I was ready for this. I wasn't scared then, but today I'm starting to cry.
As a result of the shelling, 8 apartment buildings, shops and 30 civilian cars were damaged. Vitalina and her husband's personal car was completely destroyed. But the most important thing, she says, is that they are alive.
I was at home yesterday, and my husband was on duty. He works in the police. When the shelling happened, I was lucky to be in a shelter between 2 walls. That's what saved me. Our animals were injured, but not seriously, thank God. We're actually displaced from Pokrovsk. We came here from there and got caught in this.
After the Russian attack, residents from other areas immediately came to help the victims. Many could not hold back their tears at the sight.
God, may he be well there. May there be sun and joy for him, together with his children.
Volunteers also came to assist the victims, distributing around 70 emergency kits to those affected. This included blankets, lead linens, hygiene sets and thermoses. Last night, while rescuing people, a volunteer from one of the humanitarian organizations sustained serious injuries.
When the first strike happened, he ran to help the victims and unfortunately was hit by what seemed to be a cluster munition. He's alive, but in serious condition and currently receiving treatment in Dnipro.
On March 7th, 20 civilians were killed in Donetsk region and 58 others were injured, including 7 children. Today, a day of mourning has been declared in the region for the fallen. Reported by Alexandra Zaslavets, Alena Hramova, Evgeny Karmazin, Alexander Kolichev from Donetsk region, UATV News.